the primary reason we have a brain is for movement. Does that mean that the brain's greatest desire and where it will shine its best is when we're in movement?
Yeah, I find that, when we do events, we do a lot of exercises. Like we'll do exercises like massaging your earlobe with your opposite hands and inhaling and squatting down and up, something called super brain yoga.
Right.
In an area of research, educational kinesiology, brain gym really make it a lot famous. These cross crawls where your left hand, your hand or your elbow is touching your opposite knee. You're raising them and going back and forth. It's supposed to potentially increase communication between your left and right hemispheres of your brain also as well. Yeah, it's been my experience. You never want to learn something in a static state because I feel like rigid physiology leads to rigid thinking also.
Right.
Yes. when you're pliable and you're flexible with your body, you tend to also be that with your mind.
Because the reason I want to highlight that is that I feel like we've gotten all really sedentary, even more post-pandemic. Like the pandemic just shut us all down, and a lot of us haven't found our routines. But if you look at the menopausal woman, she's losing testosterone. Even men as they age are losing testosterone. So you're not only losing that major hormone that supports you when you're working out, but it's also motivation and drive to want to work out.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'll tell you something that really worked for me in my 40s, and this was where fasting helped me, is I discovered that I could use fasting and food to keep my weight where I wanted it to be. And so all of a sudden I had to relabel exercise, and exercise became what I did for my brain. And the minute I looked at it that way, I never struggled to work out again, because it wasn't like, oh, I want to fit into my skinny jeans. It was like, wait, I want to be happy. I want to think clearly. I want to hold on to information.
I love that. I love that. I love that beyond. I think a lot of people look at exercise as punishment. They ate this food, so they have to punish themselves to be able to do this. But I love it that you're doing this to be physically fit and also more mentally fit also as well.
It's literally like when I ask myself every morning what exercise I want to do, I think about what does my brain need today.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, I need some endorphins, so I better go for a run. And sometimes I'm like, ooh, I got a long afternoon of like really intense activity. I better break some muscle down. Because my research showed that you will get a metabolite that goes up into the brain and stimulates BDNF when you break that muscle down. So I'm like, okay, let me break it down so then my brain is supercharged.
I love that.
And and I'm a competitive athlete. So like to make that shift from this isn't something I'm doing for my body, but for my brain, it was really profound. So it's interesting to hear you acknowledge that's part of why what the brain wants.
Yeah, is movement. It really, just think about the opposite. If we're just, if we're bedridden and we're not moving, how our thinking is also, and our mental acuity. Yeah, I feel like movement is so very important. It's underrated.
Yeah, agreed.
And just any opportunity to be able to move more.
Yeah,
you'll be more here mentally fit.